Hello there everyone and welcome to our channel, Philippine Canadian Adventures with Dan and Rochelle. This is going to be mostly me talking today, obviously Dan. Um, I would like to welcome you all and please like and subscribe. And this is going to be a video just pretty much about your Filipina and how you can bring her back to North America. Good day everybody, whether it's day or night, wherever you are. This is for how to find your perfect Filipina. I found mine, but it was quite the adventure. If you want to look back on some of our earlier videos, you'll see my terrifying first week in the Philippines. But I'm going to briefly explain easier how, if you're coming from Canada or the US and you want to find a beautiful Filipina, there's lots of them there. But be warned, there are lots of scammers like there are in any other country. What I did is I went on Filipina Cupid and I did meet one and it was a disaster. So she wasn't at all who I thought she was, even though that I videoed with her for many times and talked to her so many times on WhatsApp, whatever, and she was completely different when I got there. So, but for all you guys that are right away, you find them, there's so many beautiful women there, but for you guys that are just so excited that I know most of you are older and you're looking for like a maid, that's not, I don't like that thought. I'm not looking for a maid, I'm looking for a partner. But most guys that go there, they're over 65 and you know, they're very out of shape and they're looking for just a caretaker. This is not what I'm trying to put across here. I'm just for guys that really sincerely are looking for love and for a partner and for a wife. So first of all, don't send any money, ever, until you meet. I mean, you can talk as much as you want online and everything else. Take the time, go there and meet her. Go in person, go meet their family. Make sure everything's on the up and up. There's a lot of people, like I say, there's a lot of people there that are just there to take your money, whatever. You're gonna be like a walking ATM. So, anyway, after I made my foolish mistakes, that's why I'm telling you don't do it, because I'm not gullible at all, and she was pretty good at you know, coercing me and lying and etc. So when you go there, probably the best way is Filipina Cupid to meet somebody or something similar like that. But just be careful until you actually meet. So what I would do is I would fly there and go and meet. Preferably not on Philippine Airlines because these guys are crooks, but anyway, that's another story. But go there and meet. So I don't like the big city and all the craziness of all the fakes, and there is a lot of fakes in Manila and stuff like that. So I went to the province. So I went out in the Visayas and I went to Dumaguete area. This is called the province when you're out in the country. So out there's so many beautiful province girls. You go there, you talk to them, you're gonna have so much fun. But just take your time. Do not send money. I don't know how many times I can tell you that. I sent, but very little money. I didn't send crazy amounts like I hear online. I maybe a couple $100 total. But I talked for a long time, but still, I thought she was it, and she was definitely not it. But I did go there and I met the most beautiful Filipina. She is, I can't even explain how loving and caring and beautiful she is. And she is not my maid, she is not my keeper. We both help each other out and it's amazing. I've never had a woman in my life like her. So just take your time and I'm sure everything will work out. So now you've come to the point where you've found the lady Filipina, a beautiful woman that you've fallen in love with, and you're wondering, what are the next steps? to bring her back home, whether it be Canada, the US, or wherever. So like any other country, you go through a lot of paperwork to get married, and in the Philippines you go through a little bit more. So everything is very old school, typewriters, etc. And it takes a while. You have to be very patient. It will eventually happen. It takes some time, and you're going to have to go see lawyers and back and forth to the lawyers. Lawyers are very cheap there in the Philippines. Anyway, so you're going to need to get all the same regular documents you would need. So you cannot come to the Philippines and find a beautiful young woman and expect to just walk in and marry her in 10 days, because it doesn't happen. You have to make sure you have all your stuff in order. You need to have all your divorce decree. You need to prove that you're eligible to get married. She has to prove that she's able to get married. She cannot have been married before, because it's a very long process for her to get out of that. And it's very unlikely. So anyway, you found your woman, you're excited, so you're going to go to City Hall. You're going to start out there. You're going to get all the documents, application, everything, and it'll take, probably, I don't know, at least a month to get all this stuff together and put together. And even before you get married, it's funny, they make you go to a class. You go and sit in a class, and then there'll be about maybe 10 couples, and you all have your name tag, and you all say, hi, I'm Dan, hi, I'm Rochelle, and I'm from here, and I'm from there. And then you're going to ask questions, and common sense questions, and they just want to make sure that you really want to get married. It's probably a good idea, but it's kind of more for fun, I would say. Anyway, so you get all this done, you go to your class, you get everything done. So now you can either get married, you get married in the Philippines. So what we did is my friend, well, before we go to that point, we got married in the Philippines, and it was amazing wedding. We had musicians, we had trumpet, we had people singing, with the whole works. It was like right on the beach. We had all the fresh flowers. It was just a gorgeous wedding. We even had doves. They released a couple of doves, and we had the limousine. We had everything. It was like a complete wedding, including wine, everything. So we had a wedding planner look after ours, and she was amazing. They call it prenups in the Philippines, and what that is you go out and they take you out in a limousine or whatever, and they take you up on the mountain. They take beautiful pictures. We had drones, excuse me, and we had all kinds of stuff. It was amazing. They looked after everything, everything that but anyway, it was cheap. It was I think we paid like maybe 85,000 pesos, which is still like very cheap. It's like less than 2,000, and that included everything. That was the limos, the prenup, the pictures. They gave us the video pictures as well. That was everything. They supplied a beautiful food, dinner, the music, everything. Everything was included, and it was amazing. Like, it was so cheap, you won't believe it. So that is not a major concern. But I do recommend, if anybody wants to, you can call or leave in the comments, and I will get back to you on who this lady is that looks after you. And she even showed up with her, I think her leg was sprained or broken. She came with a cast, and she even showed up hobbling around to make sure this thing went as it was supposed to. So anyway, that's another story, but if you're interested in that, let us know, and we'll let you know her number over in the Philippines. So anyway, so that's mainly. So once you get past all that, and you go and you're going to go to Cebu. You have to do some biometrics. They check all your blood. They do all this. They make sure everything. This is now that's part of the application to go to Canada. For our instance, it was Canada. But anyway, after the wedding, so you do all that. Then you're going to obviously want to go. Your spouse is probably going to want to go to North America somewhere. So you're going to have to apply for some kind of visa. So we applied. My friend, he's a Filipino, and he lives in Vancouver area. And he got married over in the Philippines about a year before we did. he wanted to do all this stuff himself. So he said he spent, I don't know, close to $2,000, and he went and tried to do it all on his own. Like everybody says, it's so cheap to do it yourself. Well, it may be cheap, but it's a nightmare and it's a headache, and as soon as you do one thing wrong, you're screwed. So I highly recommend you getting an agent to do this. It's quite important if you want to have her with you in your home country. So anyway, my friend did this, and he did it about a year before we even got married. So we've been married over a year and a half, and he still does not have his wife in Canada. So he should have just spent a little bit more money and got an agent to do it, because it's now 2.5 years, 3 years, and he still hasn't got her here. And right now Rochelle is here with Sarah, with me in Canada. So anyway, our process, we went to a place called Enhanced Visa, and it's amazing. These guys are amazing. Any questions, they didn't never charge us. And a lot of things in the Philippines, you got to pay little amounts for this and that, and lawyers and back and forth. Well, I think we spent 140,000 pesos total for everything, which is around $3,000 Canadian, maybe 2,400 US or something. Anyway, so we spent that money, and it was well worth it, because they did all the paperwork, no headaches. They had everything organized for us. They told us when we were going to go to Cebu, which is a long ways away, but if you go to Enhanced Visa, they have different offices all over the Philippines. You can do it from Cebu. We just happened to be in Dumaguete, which is about 7 hours away. So then we had to go there, because we're in a smaller town. We had to go to Cebu to get our biometrics, like all our blood and x-rays and everything for her and Sarah. And so anyway, that was all included, everything. So that price, like I say, I thought was pretty reasonable, around $3,000. It's amazing that they did all that for us for that. And when we did the application, they told us it would probably be a year to a year and a half because of the backlog and blah blah. But anyway, we couldn't believe it. We got our visas in 5.5 months. Like, that's incredible. Like, they did it so quick. We were surprised. We actually got everything together and planned to leave a lot earlier than, we got to leave a lot earlier than we were thinking. So that's a couple things you have to remember. So once we got our visa and stuff, we had to make plans and get airfare and etc. You got to make sure that. So let's say you're in the Philippines for over 6 months, which I wasn't at a time. I keep going back to visit, but let's say you were there for over 6 months. So you have to make sure you get an exit clearance from the government. Sometimes this takes a few weeks to get it. So you want to make sure you have that before you book